Good morning. Welcome to Forex In Four. Today is Thursday, October 6, 2011. We're watching the euro right now. We're about 1 minute away from the ECB rate decision this morning, and we're going to watch this live, see what happens here. But it looks like euro's been selling off a little bit going into the morning ahead of this decision. We know that's happened, and this accelerated selling here that we've seen in the last 45 minutes has been a result of what's happened with the B of E rate decision. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'll tell you what the Bank of England did to weaken both the euro and the pound significantly, but I want to wait here within like the next 30 seconds or so. They should be announcing what exactly is happening. So we're going to keep an eye on this, but right now there's some risk taking going on in the market despite some dollar weakness versus pound versus euro, and it's interesting. So it looks like let's see here. I see a little bit of volatility pre-market. Here we go. What's the decision? Do they have anything for us? I'm just trying to catch up with the news here as we're going along. I don't see anything hitting the tape just yet, but we're watching. Let's see here. Let's talk about what's happened real quick in the with the pound. Now the Bank of England. I guess let's just. I don't want to switch topics to that just yet, but let's talk about the eurozone since we're watching this, and nothing happening yet with this rate decision. Still waiting to hear. And then they've also got the press conference today where they're going to discuss hopefully a lot more than just monetary policy, and they're going to talk about all the things that they're going to do to try and fix the euro debt crisis and the problems there. So still waiting here, not seeing much. Looks like the action's picking up a little bit though. People are getting a little bit restless ahead of time, and that's sort of what you would expect to see under these circumstances. So far this morning, news from the Eurozone. German factory orders came in worse than expected. They declined 1.4% for last month, which pushed the year-over-year number down to 3.9% from an expected 4.7%. All right, that's not very good. They're not loving that. But right now, I still see, gosh, there must be like, oh, there it goes. Euro selling off a little bit right there. Okay, nope, there's the pop higher. Okay, you can see it. We've got volatility happening. Let's see what the end result is here. Boom, higher, then lower. Let's swap this to the 1 minute chart. I'm just going to take a look right there. So you can see that one big volatility spike that's happening. We're sitting right around 133. All right, we're going to see what's going on here. It looks like this initial news may be for lower, but it's well, let's see. I mean, this isn't a done deal by any means. They're talking, but it's hasn't happened yet. So let's see what happens. I'm trying to get a good reading here on what the actual news is, and no one's telling me anything. I hate when that happens, don't you? Let's see here. Let me just see if I can get a hold of something. Nope, I don't see anything yet, but it looks like euro moving decidedly lower, and that. It's not that much lower at this point, so I haven't heard anything about the news here. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with my news ticker today, but I'm guessing that they didn't do anything here with rates, all right, because we see a much larger sell-off if they did. So that's one of the things that we key on and that we're trying to take a look at. But you know what? Let's while I'm waiting for the news to come in, let's go back to the pound over here. And I want to tell you about what they did in the UK. You can see that the pound is significantly lower. You can see this move down. It looks like maybe 152.50 is going to be in sight. But the Bank of England actually, they didn't change interest rates, but they increased the size of the asset purchase plan. All right, so they took their quantitative easing from 200 billion up to 275 billion, citing extreme weakness in the market. So that's going to weaken the pound. Obviously, you can see it did. That huge amount of selling right there. All right, that was about 2 cents. In a very short period of time. So what else happened in the UK? Excuse me. Home prices came in. They fell a little bit more than expected. All right, and index of services came in a little bit better. So we know the economy in the UK is weak. I mean, that's not a surprise here to us. But the expansion of that asset purchase, despite inflation, Bank of England saying, well, we think inflation is going to stay under the 2% in the near term. But you know, that doesn't seem likely. Okay, they're still outside of the target up in the fours there. So you know, that's an area that's going to put some pressure on the UK economy. All right, let's see what else is going on. I want to show you Swiss franc here. Let's look at dollar Swissy. You can see Swiss franc, there was some volatility earlier. All right, they had their inflation report came in, and inflation's popped in a little bit higher than expected, 0.5% versus 0.3%. All right, and that's a result of keeping that currency low and reducing the interest rate, right? So we saw that there was a little bit of a spike up and then a little bit of a sell-off there, and they're thinking that perhaps there may be some will to actually combat the inflation with the Central Swiss National Bank, but we'll have to see there. So what else is happening today? We're going to wait for the ECB press conference, and that could be a game changer. That's going to be in about another 45 minutes, I think. 8:30 that starts. Who knows how long it's going to go for? But we also have initial jobless claims coming out here in the U.S. All right, and we're expecting another 410,000. Now, this all comes ahead of tomorrow's non-farm payrolls report, which is the biggie. All right, and then actually the next big news is overnight, Bank of Japan is going to do their rate decision. Now, we know Bank of Japan's not going to move on interest rates, but I think it'll be interesting to see if they try and jawbone the yen weaker. All right, we've been sitting here up in this above 76.50 for a little while now, and we're going to see if they're worried about intervention, because if you look at euro yen or pound yen, okay, you can see that these are near 10-year and all-time highs. All right, so that's a big number. If we go back and we look at this on the weekly chart here for pound yen, you can see, all right, that's a new all-time high there. Same thing with euro yen, making 10-year highs. So you know, that's a big move for them. So we'll see if Japan tries to weaken, but they may want to stay out of it right now with what's going on in the eurozone. So it's going to be tough to see. So right now we still have equity futures, which were higher. I think they're ticking just a little bit lower right now. Okay, whoops, this is on the weekly. Let's just bring it down to the 5-minute here. All right, you can see that they sold off on that Europe news, and I'm still trying to get a good reading of what exactly they did in the eurozone here. But it, let me see here. Come on, where's my news? Okay, they leave the interest rates unchanged at 1.5%. So that should, I mean, you'd think that it would cause a little bit of a bounce, but you can see here we got this selling happening right after the Bank of England interest rate decision, and that's basically because we got some dollar strength. So markets had been higher a little bit earlier. We'll see maybe if they can rebound. All right, but we'll see gold probably selling a little bit as well. Sure enough, all right, gold pulling back from that area as well. So you know, it's not necessarily that today is a risk aversion day. It's just right now we're in this holding pattern, and we're going to have to see what happens once the U.S. markets open. But I'm not certain that the initial jobless claims are going to be enough to push the needle. All right, so we'll see if the market's in the mood for buying stocks today. And if that's the case, then we could see a little bit of a retracement here on Euro USD, all right, and perhaps on Pound USD as well. So that's what I'm looking at here today, folks. Good trading to all.